Hello, Aries. This is Gypsy Spirit here with you, ready to give you your weekly tarot reading for May 29th through June 4th. And I've already drawn the cards, so let's go ahead and get started. But before we do get started, I need to let you know that this is a general reading. If you want your own personal reading, you can get that. We'll discuss that later. But if some of this may resonate with you, some of it may not. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You take what works for you, and then what doesn't work, then toss out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We got a Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And this card kind of concerns me because it tells me that, everything is kind of stagnant. It's like there's no movement right now in your world. You're kind of in the same place. And so that concerns me because I see the Nine of Cups. Now, Cups is about love and emotions and, like where we're at emotionally and spiritually. And this, it's showing that you've come through some storms. So there's been some hard times recently in your past. And there's things that you want to manifest. The problem is that you can't manifest those things into a reality as long as you're hanging on to the past. And that's what I see with many of you with this reading. It's the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that there's some negative energy, negative vibes that you're walking around with, hanging on to, and you're not able to let go of it. So that's why things aren't changing. If your world feels stagnant, it's like you're living in the past. And so you got to get out of that because there's been some growth in your life. There's been some growth. As you can see the flower there, and you're off in a safe place now. So you can start manifesting things. But, again, with the King of Swords being in reverse, it's showing that, mind, body, spirit, you don't have it all coming together. Swords is about conflict. So there's some sort of conflict, Aries, that is really holding you back. It's almost as if you've become like a prisoner to your own mind, your thoughts, and thoughts about the past, thoughts about the pains that you've endured that have like trapped you. You've become like a prisoner to it. So it's up to you to let go of it. I'll share a story with you. Many years ago, I dated a guy, and I'm almost ashamed to admit this, so please bear with me. I dated a guy that lived about 4 hours away from me. And I swear to God, he had to be the clone of Charles Manson. He was as crazy could be. And I remember that when I would think about him, I would think about us arguing all the time. And it's like I was already putting that energy out there with my thoughts about us arguing. And sure enough, when I would go up to visit with him, we would have a knockdown, drag-out argument like you would not believe. We would put Johnny Depp and Amber Heard to shame with our arguments because nobody could top the arguments we had. But anyway, so I was a prisoner to my own thoughts because I was putting it out of what was already going to happen. I was already putting that in my head and putting it out to universe. The energy was there. So then, of course, when I got there or whenever I would see him, everything that I had manifested about us arguing or whatever, it would definitely come about. I also noticed at times that I did not manifest that. I was not thinking that. And of course, it was all good. And, we had a decent time. But here again, with the Nine of Cups, yes, it's telling me that your manifestations are very, very powerful. Your thoughts, everything that goes through your mind is very, very powerful. And so that's why we have to really stay very mindful of where our mind takes us. If you start thinking something negative or bad, especially if it has something, if you start thinking about your past and the whatever, we have these scenarios play over and over and over again in our minds, and that's blockage. That is blocking you. That's where the King of Swords is coming in at, because it's blocking you, honey, from moving forward and allowing you to reach the best life that you could have. So those things don't even exist anymore. I had a cousin one time tell me, is it going to matter 100 years from now? So all those thoughts, those negative thoughts that you have playing in your head over and over again, is it really going to matter 100 years from now? And that's what you have to really think about. I want to show you a card. I do something on Facebook every morning, and I did something this morning. This card came up. A friend of mine gave me these. They're beautiful cards. They're called Nature's Whispers, and I got to see if I can pull this up on Facebook. Just give me a minute and see if I can pull it up. And have gotten some beautiful messages about it. And goodness, any other? Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull this up for you. Here we go. So I'll show you the picture. It's all about gratitude and appreciation. I just love these cards. A dear client of mine bought these cards for me, and they're just awesome. But yes, when you feel any negative thoughts coming into your head, start thinking about having an attitude of gratitude. And this is what I wrote this morning. And actually, it came from what I'm reading came from the book that comes with the cards. It says, it is important to generate the positive flow of thankfulness that can bring joy into someone else's life. By doing so, you will not only decrease your stress, you will also generate the feeling of goodwill and love in your life. And so when you start thinking positive thoughts, this wheel of fortune, this will turn around, and your life won't be so stagnant. You will start moving. It's like a new flow of life will start coming into your world. And then all these things that you're manifesting, that you're wanting, those will start becoming a reality. That's what we want to look at. So I hope this helps. So if you're thinking about things of the past or the people that have hurt you or whatever, start changing that, flipping those thoughts around into something more positive. Where are you at today? Think about it. Where are you at right now, today in your life? Do you have food? You have a place to live? You have a car? Are the people that are around you that are helping you? Be grateful for those things, and just put that out there of how grateful you are, and appreciate everything that's around you. And it's, everything has a season. So if you're going through a hard time, there's something in your life right now that you can be grateful for. No matter how hard of a time you're going through, there's something grateful that's there. I'll tell you something that happened to me, and I don't really share this with too many people online. But in January, I got very ill. I got COVID. In February, I almost died with COVID. And I ended up getting what they call long COVID, which means that even though you no longer carry the virus, you still have all the symptoms. Like I still have times of weakness, and so I can't work. I mean, I don't have a job like I did before all this happened. But anyway, there was a time where I just could not do anything. I couldn't stand up hardly. I couldn't get myself up out of bed because I had no strength. I couldn't even wipe myself. There was somebody there to do that for me. So it was really a very humbling experience. And it was just horrible. It was horrible. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't take a shower. I couldn't, I could barely hold a fork to feed myself. So, but, yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. And I'm still dealing with some of it, like I can't work. My Bell's palsy came back because I got Bell's palsy a little over a year ago. And I didn't know that it stays dormant in your body, but it does. And every time you get a virus, it comes back. But and it takes forever to go away. But with that being said, I got to tell you, when I got sick, as down as I was, if there was nothing else that I got out of my sickness, was to learn about how wonderful people are. Because I got to tell you, there was a time when I just pretty much gave up on human mankind, because I see the world sometimes as people being so mean and cruel to one another. But during my time, and even up to even today, when I first got sick, of course my son had COVID too, but he got over it within a day or two. We had family members, customers of his from where he worked at, and also employees from where he worked at, neighbors, people bringing us food. I had people telling me, tell me what you want, make a list, I'll go get it. People delivering food to our door. People gave us money. I had one of his customers, and she still does, brings us food, which we really don't need it, but I'm so grateful to have her. She brought me a walker. Somebody else gave me a chair for the bathtub, for my shower. People were giving me money because I wasn't working. I wasn't able to pay my bills. And then when it got really, really bad, to the point where I needed to have 24/7 care, my son, I have another son who lives kind of like in a commune. There's a lot of people that live in this house, and he took me to that house so that they could take care of me. And his wife and another woman took care of me 24/7. If at 2 o'clock in the morning I had to go poop, there was somebody there to help me. But also, there was 5 guys in his church agreed to pay all my bills, my rent, my utility bills, my insurance, everything, while I was sick and not able to work. And as long as I was staying there in that house, they were taking care of me. So what a blessing that was. And so, yeah, it's been a pain in the ass being sick like this, and it's still a pain in the ass having the Bell's palsy and everything. But I gotta tell you, God blessed me so much with all the wonderful people that came to me and has helped me throughout all this time, and so, yeah, like I said, it was painful, but the blessing outdoes the pain far more. So whatever it is, the point I'm trying to get at with you, Aries, whatever the situation is that you're going through, that you keep playing the scenario over and over in your head, there's got to be something good from that situation. There had to be something good out of it. So if you can look at that and just see the good and let go of the ugly, then your world will start changing, appreciating what you have and where that experience has brought you to now, because it's always about growing. So you've grown. Look at this as a growing period, something that you needed to learn. So I hope this helps. For many of you, if you want your own personal reading, you can get that. All you have to do to go is to my website, which is located in the box below. And I actually have a special right now, a 15-minute reading for $10, which is a great deal. Also, if you like this reading and would like to subscribe to my page, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Love all my subscribers. They're wonderful. Thank you so much for listening and being a part of what I do. And I will see you again next week, Aries. Be safe and make really good choices for yourself this week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.